So it seems perfectly fitting that it would be here that I announce that I am a candidate for President of the United States of America.
And that's former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, who hopes to become the next president from Hope, Arkansas. Bill Clinton, of course, was the first. Welcome back to the Daily Wrap. I'm Joe Concert, along with Unger, Hansen, Hirschfield. Sounds more powerful.
Excuse me. If my mother wanted to call me Unger, she would have named me Unger Unger.
I'm okay with
Mike
that.
Huckabee is a former Baptist minister, and he gave a fiery populist speech targeting the Christian right and blue-collar Americans struggling to make ends meet.
93 million Americans don't have jobs. And many of them who do have seen their full-time job with benefits they once had become 2 part-time jobs with no benefits at all. We were promised hope, but it was just talk. And now we need the kind of change that really could get America from hope to higher ground.
This is Mr. Huckabee's second run for president. He won the Iowa caucus in 2008, thanks to strong support from evangelicals opposed to same-sex marriage and abortion. And he's counting on that support again to take him further into the presidential contest. I believe he won 7 seats.
We witnessed the slaughter of over 55 million babies in the name of choice. And we are now threatening the foundation of religious liberty by criminalizing Christianity and demanding that we abandon biblical principles of natural marriage. My friend, the Supreme Court is not the supreme being, and they cannot overturn the laws of nature or of nature's God.
In an apparent reference to potential rival Jeb Bush, Huckabee says he doesn't come from a family dynasty, but a working family. He also says he grew up blue collar, not blue blood. And just in case you lost track, Huckabee joins Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Marco Rubio, as well as Ben Carson and Carly Fiorina, and Steve Malzberg, who all announced their 2016 bids over the last couple of weeks. Heather, does he have a chance?
You know, I don't think he has a chance. I think it's interesting that he focused on the economy. I think that's where one of his biggest issues is with conservatives anyway, because, you know, under him, when he was governor, sales tax went up, I think 37%, sales increased, all kinds of problems with their economy, and yet he's talking about all these economic issues as if that didn't happen. On the social issues, we know he's strong. We know he'll be strong in Iowa. But when it comes to what the population is actually focused on, I think it's economics and foreign policy, and I don't think he has the strength.
Now, for folks watching for the first time, we want to reintroduce you. You are Rick Unger of Forbes.com and SiriusXM Radio. Right? You tend to lean left on most issues.
I do.
You probably haven't supported a Republican for president since forever. So all
Not
that
forever.
said, okay.
I won't say who, but I did vote for one Republican for
Not
president.
within this century, correct?
Yes. Well, no, not within this century.
Okay, thank you. So all of that said, there are certain Republican candidates that you've praised on this show. You've said Marco Rubio started off quite strong. You've had kind words for Scott Walker at CPAC in terms of him winning it. You said he won it. I know you have a different opinion since. But Mike Huckabee, for whatever reason, there's a different kind of reaction that he stirs from you, and I'd like to hear what you think of a Huckabee presidential run.
Set aside my disagreement on policy with the governor. That's fine. Here's my real problem with Mike Huckabee, and it happened the day he told states of this country, that they should ignore the Supreme Court if the Supreme Court rules that states are required to marry gay people. Why does that trouble me so much? Number one, the Constitution says that the supremacy clause, it's that simple. The states have to respect it. But here's my bigger problem, and I really hope our viewers will pay attention to this. You just heard Governor Huckabee say it again. God's law supersedes the Supreme Court. God's law supersedes our civil law. You know what it is when God's law supersedes our civil law? It's called Sharia law. So is Governor Huckabee actually out there suggesting that this country follow a course that is, and I'm not playing word games here, folks, it is what Sharia law is? No, it's not the way it works in the United States, Governor Huckabee, and you're not going to be the one to change the way this country operates.
Mr. Hirschfield.
Look, you're 100% right.
It is,
He
right?
would drag us back to a theocracy, and it's completely wrong. It's what differentiates us from those theocracies, be they Muslim, Christian, or any religion. I totally get, as a person of faith, God's law can supersede court law for individuals making a personal decision, not when you legislate for the nation as a whole. I will know that I'd call it Sharia, because I think that may be unfair to a good understanding of Sharia for some Muslims, but it is theocracy, and I get my history right. Our ancestors came here, whether 300 years ago, or 100 years ago, or 5 minutes ago, to escape exactly that kind of governance.
Just quickly throw this in. The Bible says, Jesus said, render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. And what that meant is civil law belongs to people, God cares about individuals. I'm
That
sorry.
would be the last word, and Mike Huckabee off to a fine start on this show. Clintons are on the defensive. That's next. Don't go anywhere.